Hey, to all the people like sitting in the house, doing nothing particular and getting bored with time and on. Let me show you Bonn. I came to Bonn, this beautiful city, 3 years before. I wanted to have my house and all this in Bonn. When I came in this city, the peacefulness of the city itself like drew me towards it, and I'm like happy. Now I'm also like finishing my masters and all this. I'm also like applying for my PhD. Sooner or later I'm getting that. Also maybe the industry, maybe the next perspective. By the way, I'm not doing engineering, I'm a molecular biotechnologist. It's just the props that I'm using now. Yeah, and this lockdown situation is quite very hard, and I'm not liking it actually. I'm sure like none of the people sitting in the house is liking that. So I went outside in the market and all this 2 or 3 days before, and I have caught some of the beautiful parts of the Bonn in itself, and I try to in the video I have tried to explain some of the unique features in the Bonn that you can see in the Bonn. However, Bonn is also modern and traditional as well. There are lots of old architecture. It was previously, during 1990s, it was a capital of Germany, and later on it was now it is in Berlin. We can find like both modern and old Bonn in here. If we go in different side, we have lots of places where they do parties, and they have modern buildings. And on the other hand, what I'm showing you in this video is a little bit older part of Bonn. Maybe next time, if I go to parties and all this, maybe I get a chance to show you the modern part of the Bonn as well. But for now, let's enjoy what I have presented, what I have done for you all amidst this coronavirus attack. Here it comes. Bonn for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the condition of Bonn. Those people in the streets. Good atmosphere to be isolated from the people and not like get disturbed. Not too many people. That means I can show you some part of the main market as well. Bonn. It's pretty much empty everywhere. In the city center. In the front you can see the old building. When there is any occasion, the mayor of the Bonn comes on the podium of the house and then waves to the crowd. Sorry. They say like when the Bonn was captured by Romans and French, the French army had a camp in here, and people in the Bonn, especially the people used to say to their younger women that don't go outside the house because there are French army in here camping, and they are a little bit insecure too. This is a famous figure in Bonn. It is actually a gifted statue. The reason why it was gifted is quite comical, like Bonn had the greatest wealth, but somehow it didn't contribute the money to a fund which was supposed to be used in the welfare. So it was actually a gift from others, mocking Bonn itself. Actually, Bonn has this is a famous chowl of Bonn. You can see here this in front is reconstruction going on of the famous church in Bonn. This church was made by bishop from Cologne. Actually, the bishop they were appointed from the king of Cologne in the Bonn, and they made this church. This church was more famous than Cologne church, and because of that, the government in Cologne thought differently, and they brought some special thing from the wise men appointed by Jesus to rule different part of the world, and they brought I think teeth or something, I don't know, but and after Cologne Cathedral got famous, but this was more famous than Cologne. And just to remind you that Cologne is more popular than Cologne is actually the biggest city in North Rhine-Westphalia. So yeah, important history. I do majority of the shopping in this Galleria Kaufhof. It's a famous chain selling branded items. Actually, I'm not so much brand fan, but the thing is they sometimes give you a very much good offer, like especially off seasons. Another famous spot in Bonn in this square is the statue of Beethoven. Beethoven was born in here. If you don't know who is Beethoven, you must know him by the sound. Like this. And actually the Beethoven was born in here, but he spent most of his life in Austria, and most of his music he composed there. Some of the Bonner people are even dissatisfied because Bonn present him as their heritage, and while most of his artwork he produced in Austria, therefore a little bit discomfort among people, like why he so much praised in Bonn. So yeah, that's the story of him. A wonderful surprise is the spring we are into the spring, and less people because of virus, dull in isolation, but it's quite nice. In the background you can see the old door from Bonn. Like behind this door used to be the kingdom of Bonn, but now it's almost like only some part is left and most of it is destroyed. And this is all part of Bonn. Bonn is a fantastic place to be if you are into like old thing. The house, the design of the house is also like old. This church is open for prayers. It's a different church than the previously shown. I see a lot of good stuff in here. Bhayanak. The sun is shining and glittering that stuff is too much. Good. We are now proceeding to Beethoven's house. The famous house from Beethoven. I put my photo taken by someone else also in the background. Wow, it looks like actually a Tibetan house. If you see the structure of the doors, looks like Tibetan style. Maybe it's somewhat related to Tibet or something, Buddhism or something like that. So it's like that. A normal house looks like this. 20. You can see the street address also in here, like Beethoven House. If you like to come over here. Bongasse 2426. Yippee! So look at the streets. It's completely empty because the people are mostly in isolation, and I took this opportunity to show the all the things, because I also don't like people roaming around here and there, watching me, taking my ideas. You can see the streets are empty now. Generally there should have been lots of rush. Now it's like totally, it should be the train station. I don't see people. It's here. This is the bridge connecting Bonn and Boyle. It's a famous bridge, Canadian bridge. So there's an interesting story to share. During the construction, there was a construction of this bridge. When the finish, there was a arbitrary, or there was consensus. They agreed that both the Boyle and Bonn side will contribute equally in making this bridge. And but what happened was, after the Boyle side, that side quickly finished the bridge up to the middle, and from middle it was supposed to be made by Bonn, but Bonn didn't pay any money and those didn't show any interest in constructing the bridge. So the Boyle side finished this bridge, and as a symbol of hatred, or like fuck off, the Boyle side gifted this small sculpture. It's a baby and shitting on the ride. It's a shit. So they are just the symbol, like you are shitty people. They just put this sculpture or like art in here. So this is an interesting part. I have been recently told by my friend about it. So I'm just sharing it for information.